Hello everyone. Well, it's holiday time again. I've left Ibasiac Towers for a week and I'm stopping in a holiday home on the northeast coast of England. And of course, I like to see what appliances are provided. I have a dishwasher, a washing machine, and of course, predictably, a Henry. The first thing I did, well, apart from finding which bedroom I wanted to be in, I had a look round, opened some cupboards, and what did I see? I saw Henry Pet. I didn't know he was Henry Pet initially, or I think I did because he's green, but he had his back to the door, his eyes were facing inwards. He looked very sad and forlorn, and I haven't really touched him. I've been here a few days and I thought I'll get him out and have a look, and judging by the weight of him, he's very, very full, just like the other Henry I found on holiday. Why is it they always have Henrys? Well, I'd say 90% of the holiday cottages I've stayed in have a Henry of some description because they're reliable, they can be abused, and they'll still work. There are no carpets in this particular home apart from the stair carpet, so they don't really need a pet version, although they do allow pets, they allow dogs. So we've got a Henry Pet, and this just has, it doesn't have a full-sized turbo brush, it just comes with the Hario brush. Is that what it's called? Haro rather than Aero. And yeah, it's had a bit of use. There are leather sofas in the living room, so you don't really need a turbo brush on them. So the only place I could think you'd need a turbo brush in this cottage would be the stairs. So we've got that. We do have all the tools, but they weren't actually fitted. I've put them on the back of Henry Pet. So we have the full accoutrement, the standard crevice tool, all pretty well used and pretty well chewed by the looks of this one. So looks like a dog has been having a bit of a go on the dusting brush. And then of course we've got the adapter, which enables you to fit the tools directly to the hose end without using the curved piece. And then we've got the all-purpose brush, upholstery brush, that slides off, revealing your standard upholstery nozzle. So I'd use that for your curtains and more delicate upholstery. And then if you want a bit of agitation on your stairs or dog bedding, you could use that. Okay, so that's all the tools. There is a floor head. This is an early-ish model, earlier. So it has the better floor head in my opinion. Let's have a look at it. So here it is. I do prefer this one. They went rather cheap. They are much, much cheaper construction. But I did like this particular one. I think it's still got, yeah, it's still plastic base plate. Let's see if I can pull it off. Oh, hang on, it's a bit tight in this kitchen. It's probably fused on. It has. I'm not gonna rupture myself. Ooh, that's a bit dirty, isn't it? Crikey, that's well used. That's very worn. The brushes are down, but you'd hardly notice. As I said, this is all hard floors, and for hard floor cleaning, you don't need a fancy, expensive vacuum, because even a cheap vacuum, as long as it's got a reasonably decent floor head, you know, it doesn't even have to be that powerful, because to clean a hard floor doesn't take a lot of effort. It's when you need to deep clean carpets, then you need a bit more suction and possibly, well, normally you'd need a bit of agitation. So yeah, crikey, it hardly makes any difference. That's the brushes up and that's the brushes down. I'm not going to clean this up, it's not my place to. Right, got a nice roller at the back. It's smooth running, it hasn't got clogged up with hairs. You can remove the roller. There's this little lever here, I won't bother. But no, that's fine. It's got the parking doobry. And then if we move along, we can see the curved handle with the suction control. And it looks like this cuff here has had a repair with black tape. So fair enough. They don't cost much, these, if you need to replace them, but it's a holiday cottage. Whoever comes to clean this clearly doesn't care. As long as it's picking up the bits, they're not going to buy a new cuff for it, or even the owners of this vacuum. So yeah, it is fairly new because it's just the standard single speed. Yes, a single on-off switch. I'm sure this one will have a 620 watt motor. On-off switch, and of course we've got the mains on indicator light. Underneath the handle we can see the rating sticker. So this Henry has a 220 to 240 volt motor, 50 to 60 hertz, 620 watts IEC, 8 kilograms in weight, Pneumatic International Limited, Chard, England, TA20 2GB, the model is PET 200-11, and the serial number is 181307579. The little symbol here indicates don't throw Henry away. He's double insulated and he's got this CE safety mark. So here on the rating sticker, the serial number starts with 18. So that means that I believe the 13 is the week. So I know the year is definitely 18. So this is a 2018 Henry, and I think he was made in week 13. So being a later model, we do have the tool storage on the back. And I've shown you before how you can piggyback the 4 small tools so they all fit on. So you can pop the adapter piece into any of the other nozzles, for example the upholstery nozzle, and then you can nest the dusting brush on top of the crevice tool, so you can fit them on board quite easily. And of course we've got the parking slot to fit the bracket on the floor head, like so. And although we do have some sort of, I don't know if it does fit this, I think I've tried before. No, even though we do have some sort of parking bracket on the Hero brush, it isn't designed to fit onto there. So yeah, I think this particular version didn't come with the full-sized one. As far as I know, the Henry Pet now does come with the full-sized and possibly a smaller one as well. I'd have to check myhenry.com to confirm. Of course, we've got his big wheels at the back, and oh, he is heavy. Obviously, he's a full size. He's a 200 model as opposed to the 160 compacts. And I've said before, I prefer the compact versions. They're a lot nippier. They still get stuck on doorways and sometimes topple over, but they're lighter and they're more nimble than the bigger brothers. But yeah, he's got his wheels. He's got his 3D face. And judging, as I said, judging by the weight of him, he's got an awful lot of dirt inside his dust bag. So let's take a look inside this Henry Pet. Pull his ears out. Lift him up from his handle. And we can see he's quite dusty. I might give him a bit of a wipe. I've got some surface wipes. I might treat him to a little bit of a wipe there. Yeah, he's dusty. I have turned him on actually, and he does smell a bit. Despite being a pet model, I'm not sure if we get the anti-odour filter. So here's the filter, jammed on, and oh dear. I think, poor Henry, I'm so sorry Henry, I think he's been used without a dust bag, which you can use him without a dust bag. It's not recommended. I would never recommend it, because you're left with a lot of dirty mess to empty. It's almost like as bad as using a bagless cleaner. Why buy a bagged machine and not use a bag? Henry bags don't cost a lot, even the genuine ones. They're widely available online and in stores, bricks and mortar stores, as they say. Oh dear. He's going to make a mess. Whatever I do. And I haven't brought a vacuum with me, so oh, it's not as bad as I was expecting. I thought this was going to be chock-a-block. Oh, it's a shame. I'm going to have to oh dear. Oh. It's a shame I've not got another machine. And I haven't got a bag. I almost popped a Henry bag in my luggage, just on the off chance, on the high probability that there would be a Henry in this holiday cottage. Because if at least if I had another bag, I could have used him without, oh no, you can't use him without the filter either, can you? You need the filter in place because the filter seals the bin. In fact, somebody recently commented on one of my videos, it might have been the Henry Wet and Dry. They used it and thought it was rubbish, so they didn't use it until they saw my video and realised they needed the filter in place. Because if I just to put the top of Henry back on, he's not going to be sealed. He might have a bit of suction, but not much, because you need the filter to seal the suction in. But that filter is chocker. Oh, can I go and buy a vacuum from a store? Have I time to order one from Amazon? No, I haven't, and I'm not going to. But I wonder if they say do not wash. A lot of people do wash these, but I'm wondering if this is the anti-odor filter. It might not be. I might run this through the washing machine. It's not my washer, who cares? I might. Yeah, it says do not wash, but most people have washed these. Even if it's got the carbon layer. I think it does. I think there is a black layer as well, and especially the carbon filters, because the standard filter would just be, you know, this white material, but I think the PET versions have also a layer of this carbon type filter material. But I think the odour reducing properties of that will be long gone, and it's going to smell nicer if I run it through the washer. I'm going to have to try and tap out. I've got a bin liner actually. I'll tap as much as I can out and maybe brush some off using the brush. I did try it, and there still was a bit of suction, but when I first turned this on, I thought, that doesn't sound like there's much airflow. Blimey, that is absolutely. And I'm in the kitchen. I shouldn't be doing this. This should be done outside, folks. Oof. And there won't be, because there's no carpet. This is probably months and months and months worth of dirt. Yeah. Do you know what, folks? I don't care. I'm gonna pop this in the washing machine as is and see what happens. Hopefully the owners won't see the video and charge me for a new filter. But oof, right, yeah, the air is thick with dust, and it's not my dust. I don't mind my own dust. I've made a right mess of that as well. Oh dearie me. And now the fridge has turned on. Very cheap fridge and freezer they've got in this cottage. But there you go. Don't use Henry bagless, folks, because if you do, he'll still smile, he'll still clean, but he won't be happy with you. And you know, karma is a real thing. And one day you might realise that you should never have used your Henry without a bag. Oh heck, I've made a right mess. Right, oh dear. What I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to put the doodah on, just suck up the mess I've made. Oof, oh crikey. Why do it? Why? I don't know where people think the dirt goes. You know, because Henry, you can't see the dirt. People just carry on using Henry and think the dirt magically disappears somewhere. But no, it doesn't disappear. It goes in Henry's belly. It goes inside here. And Henry is clogged up. He can't breathe properly. Let's pull out the cable, find a socket. I'll clean up this mess. And then I'm going to initially just do a quick rinse in the washer to get the worst of the muck off the filter, and then I'm just going to do a 30-degree delicate wash or something. I think that'll be enough. It's certainly be an improvement on the filter as it is now, but yeah, I've made a right old mess. Yeah, he pongs, folks, he pongs, as I thought he would. It's no good, Henry, I can't leave you like this. I'm going to give you a bit of a clean. Your filter's going to be washed. I'm going to clean out your bin, I'm going to wipe your motor and give you a bit of a spruce up, because I couldn't live with myself if I left this holiday cottage in the state I found this Henry pet. Poor Henry. I know, he still smiles because that's the trouble. Henrys never frown, they never look sad, so they can't tell you that they're clogged up. You have to use your ears and your experience and realise that poor Henry, and you do smell, Henry, I have to say you do have a BO problem, or a VO problem, a vacuum odour. But yeah, you're not as powerful as you should be. Well, saying that, he's still got suck, you know, he still will pick stuff up. But yeah, I can just tell he's not a happy bunny. So, right, we'll take this top off again. Ooh. Oh, right, what I'll have to do, I'll get myself a bin liner. I won't take the filter out again because I'm going to make another load of mess, aren't I? Let's, ooh. What can I do? What I might try and do first... Oh dear, still going to make a mess. I'm going to take this outside and try and tap off as much of this muck I can into the bag here. And then I'm going to wash this filter. Henry's lower portions are now drying outside in the sun after his much needed bath. So now it's time to tackle Henry's lungs, the filter. So as you saw, I tapped out as much as I could outside, trying not to breathe in all the dust. And I'm going to pop him in the washing machine on the special Henry filter wash program that I've made up. So I don't advise doing this. I'm not saying you must do this. Don't say, Mr. Ibasic told me I could put it in the washing machine. Well, Mr. Ibasic is saying, do so at your own risk. They're not that expensive to buy if you had to buy a new filter. I'm going to wash it. I'm sure whoever owns this will not notice the difference, apart from the fact it's picking up better and smelling a lot nicer. So I'll have to see what sort of program. Don't do this on a 60 intensive. I think 40 is the maximum I should wash this on, but we'll try it in this hot point washing machine. Okie dokie, here we go. Let's hope it's a bit cleaner than it was. Oh, well, it's still marked. I don't really want to risk washing this at any higher temperature. I'm sure some of you in the comments will say, oh, I wash mine at 90, it's fine. But it's not mine. I don't want to risk it. It's certainly a lot cleaner than it was, isn't it? A bit hard to see with the sun's on it. You can see here, it's grubby. But it's as good as I'm going to get in the time I have. I'm going to pop this outside in the sun, and then I'll be able to use the Henry at a later date, probably tomorrow. I might whip round the house with him, but he'll certainly be able to breathe a lot better than he did at the start of the video. Hello Molly, goodbye Molly, hello everyone, again I'm back. I've never been away. He's done. Look, Henry Pet lives to suck another day. Molly, please get out of the way. So I've cleaned Henry Pet up as much as I can. You know, as you saw, he's had a wash. His filter is cleaner. And it's been a few days. It's, well, still dirty, but if I washed it again, it might come clean. But it's going to be, I think, a lot better. I was in Edinburgh yesterday and I could have bought some Henry bags, but I decided not to. I thought, I'm not going to pay out for any bags for a holiday cottage vacuum. Let's plug him in. There we are. Where's the plug? There's one over here. Just hold on, folks. I think. Oh no, it's over here. Behind you. Oh, he sounds a lot better. A lot more airflow. Oh, he's smiling even more than he was before. Look, he's so grateful. But sorry, Henry Pet, I will use you a bit before we go tomorrow. But it means that your filter is going to start to get dirty again, because I haven't got a bag for you, and there's no bags anywhere that I can see in this holiday home. But anyway, at least I know I've helped a Henry out, and if you can't help a Henry, then who can you help, really? To conclude this video, just because it's possible to use a Henry without a dust bag doesn't mean you should do it. Please don't, folks. I implore, I plead. Do not use Henry bagless. He doesn't like it. He gets all stuffed up and he chokes on your dirt and dust. He may be smiling, but inside his heart is breaking if you switch him on without a nice HEPA bag fitted inside. With the HEPA bag, the dirt is far easy to dispose of, and his filter, which are his lungs, stay cleaner for longer. You won't have that messy emptying, and you won't be breathing in a lot of muck. I'm sad I'm going to have to leave this poor Henry pet in this holiday cottage for the cleaner to abuse and just use without a dust bag. I'm sorry, I can't help you, Henry. If I brought a bag with me, I'd have put one in, but I haven't. And why should I fork out for a dust bag for you? But I've done my best with you. I've done what I can. I hope you've enjoyed the video, folks. A lesson for us all, as I've said, do not use Henry without a pneumatic HEPA flow. Until the next holiday video, thanks for watching. There will be other videos coming up, the washing machine and dishwasher if you're interested. But this is where we have to say goodbye and good luck to poor old Henry Pet. So from Henry Pet and from me, I'll see you all very soon for another video. Thanks for watching and bye for now.